All right, so today I decided to make a video while I'm at Element Wing Chun. This is my martial arts studio, but not to promote my martial arts studio specifically, but mostly talk about why I think everyone should study something, martial art or martial art. Anyway, I'll tell you why I think martial arts is super important just for uh, not just the obvious self-defense, but there's all these kind of side benefits that we don't think about. So number one, doing a martial art is one of the few physical exercises that really coordinates the brain, the breath, and the hand and eye movement, eye coordination. And I say that because in martial arts, we're constantly trying to, similar to sports, we're constantly trying to coordinate movement of punching, movement of kicking, breathing at the correct time, controlling our breath when under pressure, especially when someone else is attacking you. So it teaches your body to understand and be comfortable in a very uncomfortable space. And we all know we see our most growth in life when we put ourselves in a uncomfortable situation, be it going to school to become a doctor or some other field, or learning a new instrument or learning a instrument, right? So there's all these things that our body kind of goes through, like a good stress, positive stress, that will help us grow and become a better person or a better musician or a better whatever, right? So martial arts is kind of the kind of thing that's gonna constantly be putting these stresses on your life. So it translates super well to other situations where, if you're in, like, say a very tense meeting with your colleagues and your boss is yelling, you don't let that kind of information take you out of your comfort zone. You're already been in this kind of like hairy situation and you're totally comfortable. So in addition to that, one of the things that I find most beneficial, especially nowadays with Wing Chun, which is martial arts training, is I use those concepts for business and how I conduct myself in business. So for Wing Chun, we have 4 fighting principles, right? So any martial arts you do, they're going to have some principles, and you're going to find these maxims have some kind of carryover into your own personal life. I am not an expert at taekwondo, karate, jiu-jitsu, boxing, any of those. I know very little information, but I am an expert at WT Wing Chun, which is Wing Chun taught by my Sifu Alex Richter. So I'm going to speak on that behalf as an expert. So within the Wing Chun realm, right, we have these 4 fighting principles, and these 4 principles can absolutely be used throughout your business life, right, and out your entrepreneurial life. The first one is when the way is clear, go forward. So when you see a clear opportunity, and I'm gonna say when you see, I'm talking to myself. When you see a clear opportunity to go for something and go for something hard, oftentimes we'll let self-doubt kind of mess us up. But if we stick to that first fighting principle, right? First fighting Wing Chun principle, when the way is clear, go forward, we should charge full steam ahead and go for that, right? The way is clear. All signs point to yes, except that thing in the back of our head that we need to tell, hey, shut up, we got this, let's do it, right? Full steam ahead. The second principle is when you encounter an obstruction, stick. So oftentimes myself, right, I'll know I need to do something that's super important and it's a pain point and I don't want to address it, I don't want to do it. So what I'll do is come up with everything else to do, right? So for example, I know I need to take my car that I need to sell and get an oil change and get the check engine light fixed. And I've put off this task that I've known about for the last 2 months, right? I know I need to do it. It's a pain point. It's not that it's going to cost a lot of money. It's just I don't feel like taking the car and dropping it off and like figuring out the logistics to get from the dealer back to I just don't feel like doing it. So I've come up with every single reason not to be able to do it. instead of just going to do it, right? So instead of that, if we take into account that second fighting principle, when you encounter an obstruction, stick, what I should do is like, hey, this is the problem, attack the problem, stick to it, solve the problem, move on to the next. Instead, what I have done is I keep pushing that problem, keep kicking the can down the road, and I never address it until it's like the last second, right? Procrastination. So I want to avoid that. So I got to stick to that second fighting principle. All right, so the third one is when we encounter a greater force, just give way. All right, so there's going to be times where you want something to happen so bad, right? And we push and push and push and push, and it's just, we just keep hitting this wall, or we keep getting pushed back further and further. It's okay. Give way, all right? We're attacking the problem in the wrong perspective, the wrong way, and we all know it's all about perspective, right? We're attacking this problem in the wrong way. We got to give way, go at a different angle, right? Revisit it, right? Not procrastination. This is something that you've actively worked on, and it's just not working. It's okay to walk away from it, take a break, take a breather, bring somebody else in, and get a different perspective on it, right? So that's the third fighting principle. Now the fourth fighting principle is when our opponent retreats, we follow. All right, so this one is interesting because the fourth fighting principle and the first fighting principle align really well. So for example, if I have an opportunity that, let's say, one that I'm dealing with right now, which is a laundromat in Jersey City. Now, I've been pursuing this laundromat, and there was a lot of push and pull, and it seemed like it wasn't going to happen. Now I've been given this new opportunity where the seller is kind of backing off on some of the things that they were not willing to disclose. And now they're like being much more forthcoming. So now's the time for me to really attack, because I know they really want out of the laundromat. They're ready to sell. They're ready to make a move. Now they're ready to make a deal, right? So now I have to follow through. They're retreating. So I got to follow and kill it, right? Murder the deal. Boom. So that's the fourth fighting principle. When our opponent retreats, we must follow, right? But it also aligns with the first principle. When the way is clear, go forward. So if the way is clear because he's retreating, I got to go forward. So you see, it's kind of like this continuous loop. All right. So just kind of a quick recap. The first fighting principle, when the way is clear, go forward. The second one, when you encounter an obstruction, stick to the problem, attack the problem right away. Don't let that problem get bigger and bigger. Just fix it right away while it's a small problem. And the third fighting principle, when the force is greater, we give way. If we tried and tried and tried and it's not working, it's okay to take a step back, bring in somebody else, get new blood in on it. And then the fourth, when our opponent retreats, follow. All right, so this is why you should train martial arts. Wing Chun is awesome. You should train Wing Chun. Not necessarily with me, but if you do with me, I will make you freaking awesome. But yeah, I hope you enjoy this video. And if you have any questions, feel free to shoot me a message, like, comment, and share, or say you hate it. All right, take it easy.